long as anyone can remember, First Nations have come to the area where the mighty Skeena River empties into the Pacific. Now the site of the city of Prince Rupert, this was a traditional gathering place for the region's First Nations. For the last half-century, they have come to battle over basketball. It is the first sign of spring. Dozens of teams, their families and supporters, a veritable army of thousands of people invade this port of only 20,000. It is a massive gathering of clans: Eagle, Wolf, Raven, and Killer Whale, and of First Nations, the Haisla, Haida, Tlingit, Nisgat, Gitsan, Nukhal. There are other sporting events that call themselves Native Championships, but this is the big show. Hereditary Chief Edwin Newman of Bella Bella has been a central figure in the tournament since its early days.
It's an opportunity for all of us to get together. You know, just like one big potlatch up there. And like I say, it's not just basketball. It's the idea of old friendships being renewed, old friendships that you continue to have, and new friendships that you establish.
A lot of my friends, we go there because, you know, when you're the only time we can, you know, get together. It's like a reunion every year.
Okay, everybody look at the camera, smile. Okay, that's good.
When I started playing basketball here in the village when I was about 15 years old, and in those days, you know, we didn't have the kind of lectures that we have today. You know, we had to depend on, sometimes I had to use lights, electric lights, not electric lights, but gas lamps in the old days to light up the hall to play. You know, but when we had an old light plant here, it went off at midnight, and in the mornings when we went to practice, we had to wait till the daylight started breaking in the wintertime, you know, to get the morning workout. It wasn't the same as it is today, you know, where you got the conveniences that you need to practice all the time.
The boys in the village was Kitimat, Kitkatla, Hartley Bay, Port Simpson, Malakatla, PC, Hazleton, all the Nash River teams. They worked all winter to save up money to travel to the tournament.
As far as 1949, I think, when they had to travel from the old Gilachdanix down to Kincolin by sled and canoe, and from there Gilnetter to Prince Rupert to participate in 1949. And there was a lot of walking on ice as well, too.
We didn't all stay in fancy hotels. I remember the first time we went there, we stayed in an old army barracks, army dormitory. And it was colder than hell, you know. But we survived it and kept going back. Player that always impressed me was Russell Gamble. You know, he sort of he wasn't a big star or anything like that, but he was did the job. He knew how to do the job. And the people who you remember aren't always the greatest scorers. You know, it's the people who did the job. You know, and then went on and became great leaders. You know.
Russell Gamble, a hereditary chief called Samoygat Hale, is the boss of the tournament. He was there in the beginning, and he has been the guiding light since the tournament first began in the 1940s.
I played other games, played a little bit of soccer at home, softball, whatever. But basketball was the game I really loved to play. And I started from school and gradually got into the village team and came into the tournament. The all-native tournament started in 1947 And few of the businessmen in Prince Rupert actually started the tournament. I think we had 7 teams, and at that time they had just the senior division.
Bruce Smith, Ron Patsy, Ray Smith.
Neil Sterrett Sr. of Hazelton was given of his time tirelessly over the years. While behind the scenes, he nurtured and ensured the survival of the Gitsan team. His sons carried the family honor on the floor.
And Ray Wilson, Art Sterrett, and myself. I was the coach and everything. Jamie and them, they'd done the entering, you see, but they had no transportation or expenses, and they'd asked if I'd take them, look after them, so I went, and that's how we started. So we ended up in the finals with them. We went through and ended up in the finals, and Art Murray was saying, he said, "Are you going to win it?" And I said, "Certainly we're going to win it." And I said, "We'll beat them by 5 points." And he said, "How are you going to do it?" I said, "We're going to control both boards." He said, "How are you going to do that?" I said, "Jamie is going to control both boards." And I had it figured out, you see, and I told the guys, I said, "Now, Jamie," I said, "when we have the ball, when you, Buddy was doing some good shooting, you see, especially this game. I said, "Buddy, don't you shoot till Jamie gets under the basket." And that's what we did, you know. And as soon as Jamie got under the basket, he would shoot. And we had that board controlled. These kids from Prince Rupert, they had a hall. They had a hall rented for the celebration and everything. They were confident and maybe overconfident. And I think it was about 2 minutes to go. We were leading them by 5 points. Then our boys just broke loose and just really walloped them.
We had a fairly decent team, but we never won at the All-Native. Came close once. The competition in our time, in our area, was very keen. There were 2 teams that I remember is Kitcattle and Kitimat were the strong teams. Because they were disciplined. They lived to the T. They followed their rules. No drugs and no booze. Weren't even allowed to smoke now. The way I see Kitimat in those days, they were like the Russians in the 70s, 60s, 70s. They were so disciplined. And that's why they were able to beat anybody almost at will.
the one thing that the committee has tried to do over the years is to keep it sort of on this village format. It's our communities, those fans that have that pride in their own community that make this thing work. And so this year, we have gotten to a format where the teams are essentially village teams. There's a few club teams in here, but they're real pure club teams. There's teams that play together throughout the year, and with that, we've ended up with a tournament which is really balanced. And more recently, we've added a ladies division, which previously there was nothing consistent in ladies basketball, even throughout the whole province. There used to be some provincial finals and stuff, but even that isn't organized anymore. So we added that venue to the tournament 3 or 4 years ago, and actually added a masters division at that time as well. And so actually those two divisions are really starting to shape up. It's becoming competitive. When it first started, it was a fun thing, but now the villages in particular are really starting to shine in this tournament, and that's just out of hard work and dedication.
Big side here.
A lot of our villages in the winter, they don't have hockey rinks and different things like that. All they have is a gymnasium, so this provides the goals for them. We have a committee which is around a dozen people, and each member of the committee has a particular area of expertise, and we have some who look after getting referees in place. We have others who look after the security. We have others, again, who look after the doors. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know very much about what they do in each of those areas. All I know is it works good, and they know what they're doing. And so, as a chairman, really all you're doing is dealing with areas where there might be some controversy, where there's a problem that crops up. Then you'll get the committee members in, we'll sit down, and we'll make a decision on it. And so that chairman's probably the easiest job. It's people that are doing all this other stuff that have the hard work to do. We have so many people that want to get involved in the tournament that there are people knocking at our door all throughout the tournament asking to get involved in anything. And we actually have to turn some away, which is kind of disappointing.
There's 4 wings, north, south, east, and west. When the 4 winds blow against the quarter, it changes into Rudy.
Although the tournament is the most important event on the native calendar, its impact on the entire Prince Rupert community is profound.
Prince Rupert becomes just an Indian community during the tournament. You know, every hotel is full of Aboriginal people. Every restaurant is full of Aboriginal people. And it's just that good feeling of being together. You know?
It is a very, very big thing for Prince Rupert, and we've always tried to venture guess at the Chamber of Commerce how many dollars it really brings into the community. It's hard to estimate that, but a lot of the stores, the retail stores, especially the clothing stores, to them it's just like Christmas all over again, and everybody yearns for the native tournament because it brings so much money, many people into the community.
After make reservations a year ahead of time. The day I check out of the hotel and after the tournament, I've got to make reservations for next year. And that's the way it is. A lot of people who want to go can't make it.
Some of the tournament tickets for those front rows of seats have been sold for over a year in advance, and you always know that Mr. and Mrs. Grant and Kid and that are going to be sitting in exactly the same places they were 5 years ago, and tickets are not that easy to get.
Still, during the last half-century, not every story about the tournament has had a happy ending.
We had a terrible loss with one of the members of this All-Native Tournament Committee. And he was a non-native, but he was a very helpful man, well-liked, got into a car accident and lost his life with 2 of his children. We decided as the committee to induct him too.
From the James Ciccone Civic Center in Prince Rupert.
Ahousaht is a tiny village of New Chalmouth people on Vancouver Island.
Everyone supports the teams around here, fundraising especially. You get a lot of fundraising, donations, and especially the tournament. When they have a tournament alone here, the gym is full, everyone's watching. Especially when there's lots of competition, out of town teams, and it's the in thing around here.
When I was 16 years old, I seen my brother and them without a coach. And then it just carried on from there that I could help kids by coaching and helping them get transportation. And doing it for, like, so long, it seemed like it's just natural for us to step in there and take the kids in and out of there. Like sometimes they don't have, like maybe didn't fundraise long enough or something, and then we just step in there and say, okay, we'll take you down, you guys need it. We'll have to budget our money this year and be pretty tight with it, because I think we were spending about $4,500 a year on our own, just helping the kids out.
So a lot of the youth people do get involved, and that seems to be the highlight for Ahousaht is basketball. And I think it brings them a lot together. And working with young and old, I believe a lot of our old people are just getting into the basketball game soon. And traveling with them means a lot. It's quality time, as well as having fun.
Located on the central coast of the BC mainland, Bella Bella is home to the Heiltsuk First Nation. It used to take 2 or 3 days for their team to get to the tournament. Today, travel is easier, but it still requires a lot of commitment, hard work, and money for the Heiltsuk to attend the All-Native.
January, we usually kick in the fundraising part, but the training part, we look for the coaches, the managers,
and then they handle the conditioning, the preparation, but this is the group that handles the fundraising. We know we need about 25,000 to get up there for a week, bring everybody back, and they come up with a monthly schedule of activities, and this is the backbone right here, the three ladies that really push everybody and get everybody going on raising the funds.
Usually in September we start off low-key with just one or two things, more like TV bingos or center bingos, and then as October and November come along, we're full swing in bake sales and 50/50s and meat raffles and muffin sales, absolutely everything we can think of to raise money.
I think because of the major costs that we incur, we have to take the ferry up, and then we have to fly back. 2 years ago, I think we brought the same boat back because we just didn't have the funds to bring everybody back, and our teams were all did fairly well, and they wanted to stay till the end. This year, what we did was have to say to the teams, once you're out, you got to go back on the ferry, which leaves on the Friday night. But it's the cost of getting up there and getting back when you're taking that many people up. And the BC ferries will not come back on the Sunday because they go to Skidegate, so they come back on the Friday. And if we get into the tournament, we play Saturday night, which leaves us with no ferry to come back on. So it means chartering the flight. And I believe the last flight was 2,600 for 9 passengers to come back, and that's only one, not even one team. It's very expensive, and I would think that we have to raise more funds than most teams that can just get in a vehicle and drive up there.
In towns and villages where funds and community facilities are limited, there's fierce competition for donations and resources. And it inspires a strong relationship of accountability between the basketball players and their fans.
These kids work hard. Their experience is, your 3-4 practices, then you've got your training on top of that, and then you've got 3-4 nights of fundraising. And we do bingos, we do hot lunches, we do special suppers, we do raffles, we do fun nights, we do carnivals, just about anything that you can think of, we've done. Last year, every Tuesday with my team, we did the pizza sales. Now, everybody in this community, revolves around the VHF radio and Channel 68, so we can make public announcements and everybody hears it and so on and so forth. So we'd sell 30 pizzas a night. And the parents would donate all the, they donate all the products, and so, you make basically all profit for your program. And they do that with all their kids. And a lot of these parents have 5 kids sometimes involved in 3 different basketball programs.
Basketball is indoor sport, and it also gives some initiative pertaining to school, because if they have good grades, they stay in the game. And then also they're committed because they have to come to practices and all that. If they don't, then they're out. And when they do that, they don't fool around. You're out, you're out. So the students have they stew about it for a remainder of the season or whatever, and then he can come back, and then he's really they're really committed,
The kids themselves, I think are heroes of the program, but where it starts and where it ends, I don't know. I just know that this community is bound and determined to see their kids succeed, and they'll do anything it takes. And this, in basketball, is one of the vehicles we use to do that.
Straight up, Lyman, straight up.
Harvey and Doris Robinson coached one group of teenagers right through the intermediate division. They molded the team into championship contenders. The Robinsons and the Houses showed other villages what they could accomplish if they applied themselves.
Hopefully they'll learn how to work harder, like in basketball, and it'll carry on in life. And Right now we got a little construction crew, and 3 of the young guys are working on the crew. Pretty soon they'll be good enough to go out on their own and start their own company, hopefully. And it looks good.
Diane Smith is an intense, talented player from Kitimat, a perennial all-star candidate and a member of the Amos family basketball clan. Like her all-star uncle, she gives no quarter and asks for none. Here the women play as hard or harder than the men. They have bruising battles under the boards, and they are unafraid to mix it up.
Throughout the whole year, everyone looks forward to the all-native, and when we're training, our coaches, they push us really hard, and they tell us if what they're putting us through, all the running, all the drills and everything, the other team's going to pay for it in the end. That's what all that work is for, to win.
These players who are together have did a lot of preparation and certainly are full value for this win. 76-53 is the final score. Kitimat lost one in at the end.
We're a tight group through the whole year, but we're closer during the tournament, and we're all just focused on playing. Even though you're against the other team, after the games will be your friends. You meet a lot of new friends.
When we went anywhere, you know, and even today, we remind that you represent the community when you go. And that's something that our elders today carry on. We make sure the young people are told that before they go to tournaments every year, that they're there to represent the community. They're not there for themselves.
Basketball, it seems like, brings together a lot of people, and then plus we have different families that are, it brings certain families together and makes them work together and bond together a little bit better than seems to be anyway. That's what I've been seeing anyway.
At the end of the game,
Willis Parnell, the star of the Haida Nation and manager of the Recreation Center in Massett, has been competing since 1984. He was scouted by the University of Victoria and played varsity ball before returning to his Haida village to become a respected role model. Now a senior men's star, Willis is carrying on a family tradition too. He grew up watching his uncles and cousins play, but it is his achievements that people talk about now.
Parnell goes cross court to Hill, and Hill for three. No, he's called by Peel.
This community around here in the north, it's big basketball, because obviously the weather is kind of a little bit harsh at times, so a lot of indoor sport. And hopefully it'll kind of like build a little bit of fire under people that have goals and be ambitious about where they want to strive for, whether it be intermediate, senior division of native tournament, or go to college, play at a high school, and just do the best you can and enjoy the sport. And being part of the tournament is a prestigious thing because it's a huge tournament, it's well known, and it's lots of fun for a week.
Keeping the fans happy has always been a key to the tournament's success. So the organizers purchased a new basketball floor that allows them to stage all the games in the Jim Saccone Civic Center. It has added a new dimension to the tournament and pushed it to a new level.
We have to swing it way over here.
It keeps the tournament together, and both the players and the fans love it.
Every year I keep saying I'm going to go up. This coming year I'll say the same thing, and hopefully I'll make it this time. But we listen to the radio, we keep in touch by phone and by fax, and post the scores, and keep everybody informed in our community, and just keep rooting on our side. And we do that every year. Just keep hoping and pushing and supporting them from Bella Bella. We send up messages on GNFR, and you know, we're in touch that way.
I remember the 3 years in a row that the intermediates won. That was just very exciting, and I guess Wilfred and I were. It was just exciting. And both my boys were involved in all 3 of them. But when they won the senior championship, it was just something you can't take away. It was so exciting that you just knew that you'd worked for it. You know, the boys had worked for it. They were really very together. And they played exceptionally good ball. And they were really, I don't think I've ever seen them play as a team the way they did that year. And I think that was just a wonderful time. So.
That is my greatest memory right now, the last one we won with the seniors. It is like so many of the intermediates moved up and gelled, you know, came as a unit and really performed on the floor against really good competition that year. It is the first for us, you know, beating Alaska, and, you know, it was just a great year. Still live with that.
The people here locally, they are just so proud of each player. I mean, you know, I think our downfall is we cannot bring everyone with us. And it's really heartbreaking. And I feel it year after year when they have to do the cuts. And, you know, I really wish we could take everyone, but we can't. And, you know, it's really hard. But the people of Bella Bella come and they support the teams 150%. They just keep giving. Even when they know, you know, they have very little money, they're still coming out and giving and giving. But I think it's that send-off dinner that happens in the community hall when you see the people all show up. And it's a dinner that's offered by, correct me if I'm wrong, Wilfred, but is it council that would host? Band council would host a dinner for us, and the whole community will go before we send them off. And I think it's at that time when we see everyone, when we're finally over and met our limit. So that's, I think, the most memorable thing for me, just before the All-Native. And then it's fun time in Rupert Hall.
people too who'd like to be on the team, but just can't quite make it. You know, you can only take 10 players or 12 players. And with the amount of young people we got a large population of young people here who need to be a part of something like this. So we got to find some other ways of getting them involved in outside sports. Because I believe that sports is an area where you can develop young people to become meaningful members of the community, to become leaders. I believe that's where you can teach them to become leaders.
Last year, Nathan Young was inducted into the Hall of Fame as one of the first 2 fans to be elected for their longtime support of the tournament. For the last 30 years, the quiet, distinguished elder had been a presence at courtside. When the Skidegate Masters team won their division this year, the entire team went to the hospital to visit Mr. Young and presented him with a trophy. He died a few days later. He will be sorely missed, but his spirit, like that of all those who have gone before him, will continue to inspire those who attend the All-Native Basketball Tournament.